you like this video, make sure to click that notification bell so you get a notification anytime I upload a new video. Hope you enjoy.
Hey, what's up there, YouTube? How's it going? So, no matter how different or unique a professional beatboxer is, one thing that all of the pro beatboxers have in common is that they all have their own beatbox routines. And if you're newer to beatboxing, you might be thinking, Kevin, what's a beatbox routine? And by the way, that's a good question. A beatbox routine is the complete opposite of a beatbox freestyle, because a beatbox freestyle is when you make it all up on the spot. A routine is a complete planned out beatbox song that you create yourself. And today in this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you the simplest methods on how you can create your own beatbox routines. So, let's get into this. Alright, so this tutorial is going to be broken down into two different parts. The first part of this tutorial is the planning process, where I give you some information that you're going to need in order to help you plan out the beatbox routine that's perfect for you. And the second part of this tutorial is the creating process, where I teach you how to take everything that you've planned out and actually use it to create your beatbox routine for real and bring it to life. Alright, so the first step to creating a good beatbox routine is the planning process. And this is the part where you plan out which genre of music you'd like to create and how you're going to go about creating it. Now, if you're interested in creating a dubstep, a trap, or a drum and bass routine, then I've actually made tutorials on how to create all three of those genres of music, and I'll leave those down in the description. So then you can watch those tutorials, then come back here and learn how to piece them together in a routine. But if you're interested in creating a different genre of music for your routine, then I would suggest going on Google and searching up how many beats per minute that genre of music is. And the beats per minute, just in case if you don't know, beats per minute is how fast or slow a certain style of music is. And this is good to know so you'll know how fast or slow to make your routine. And I perfectly understand that just looking at a number on a screen can be a very hard way to determine how fast or slow a song is supposed to be. So I'll help you out with that. What you could do is get the Metronome app in the App Store, okay? And let's just say, for example, your song is 120 beats per minute. So what you want to do is type in 120 and set it to that speed. And if you click play, it'll click along to the speed that you're supposed to go. See, this can be very helpful. Another thing I would suggest doing to help you plan your routine out is to maybe listen to different songs of that genre of music and use them as inspiration, so you'll know which beatbox sounds would be good to include in your routine. Alright, so now that I've taught you how to plan out your routine, now I'm going to get into teaching you how to actually start creating your routine. And one thing to make creating a routine easier is by thinking of it like it's a real song. Because in reality, it is a song. It's a song that you're making up with your own beatboxing. And the reason why I want you to compare your routine to a real song is because both your beatbox routine and a real song you would hear on the radio have a certain structure with many different parts. And what I mean by that is if you turn on a song on the radio, all songs are going to be structured a certain way. And there's going to be different parts to it, like there's going to be an intro, there's going to be verses, a chorus, a bridge, all that type of stuff. And your routine is going to be set up kind of like that too. Now, the simplest of routines are generally set up like this. First, you start off with an intro, then you have your beginning beat, then you have your build-up, you have your drop, and then you have your finish, where you wrap it all up. And how this tutorial is going to work today is I'm going to teach you one step at a time how you can do each individual part of the routine. I'll first start off by teaching you how to make an intro, then I'll teach you how to do the beginning beat, then I'll teach you how to do the build-up, the drop, and then the finish. And then I'll show you how it should sound when it's put all together. And how I'm going to show you how it should sound when it's put all together is while I'm conducting this tutorial, I'm going to make up a routine of my own using the steps that I'm teaching you. So you could see my steps in action and how they can truly work to help you create a routine of your own. And now I'm going to start this off by teaching you how to create an intro for your routine. Alright, so generally in a beatbox routine, the whole point of your intro is to set the vibe and ease people into what you're about to do. So there are two different ways that people normally do this. The first way a good intro can be done is by doing a cool sound effect, like just like that. And there are many other cool sound effects that you can do as well, but if you'd like to learn the one that I just did, then I actually made a tutorial for it a while ago. It's called the Sega Sounds, and I'll leave a link to that tutorial down in the description. And the second way to do a good intro is to just do a very basic melody, with little to no drums. This is a good way to start everything off. So that could sound a little something like... Alright, so now that I've taught you how to do an intro, I'm going to move on to teaching you the second part of a routine, which is the beginning beat. And just like the name says, the beginning beat is still at the beginning of the song. So that means it's still going to be on the simpler side, but keep in mind, when you're doing a routine, the song slowly builds up until it gets to the highest point, which is the drop. So you're going to want your beginning beat to become more complex as it goes on. So maybe start off with something simple like... And then maybe build it up a little bit by adding some more complex drums like... And then once you progress your beginning beat enough, you're eventually going to make your way over to the third part of the routine. And this is what's called the build-up. And the build-up is the most suspenseful part of the routine because you're getting ready for the highest point, which is the drop. So to prepare everybody listening for the drop and to make everybody get really excited, there are a few things you could do to build up suspense in your beat. For example, one thing you can do is to over-exaggerate your beatboxing sounds. One thing I usually use in my build-ups is heavy breathing, like... And another thing you can do to build up excitement is to put fast beatbox combos in your build-up. The simplest one to use in my opinion are BTKs. And it's called BTKs because it's literally like... which literally sounds like BTK. And you can make those go really fast, like... just like that. And you can add something like that into your build-up. And if you'd like to learn another fast combo, then I actually did make a tutorial called How to Beatbox Faster. I'll leave a link to that in the description if you're interested in learning. But here's my build-up. Alright, so now we've officially built the whole song up, and that finally brings us to our drop. Now this is the most exciting part of the song. This is the part of the song where you get to show off all you got. It doesn't matter if you want it to be about the melody. It doesn't matter if you want it to be all about the heavy bass. Just give it all you got. Now for me, I generally like my drops to be about the heavy bass. So generally what I do is I take the bass sounds that I know and I over-exaggerate them like to make it even heavier. So since the drop can get pretty intense, especially if you're trying to make your bass pretty heavy and over-exaggerate your sounds, you're going to be letting out a lot of air. So you're also going to need to be taking in a lot of air to even out your breathing. So while you're doing a lot of those heavy basses like... some good ways to take in air are, number one, you can add in some breathing to it, like... or you can even do inward snare sounds like... that's the pes snare, or the inward K, like... in order to take in air while you're beatboxing. So by the way, the drop that I made up should sound a little something like... Alright, so now that I've taught you how to do a drop, we're finally moving on to the last part of the beat, which is called the finish. And basically in this part of the beat, you just slow everything down, wrap it up, and bring the beat to an end. And you can do this by progressively making the beat more and more simple as it goes on until eventually it's just done with. You can possibly just add less drum sounds to the beat. You can space out the different beatboxing sounds even more. Whatever you want to do to make your beat more simple. For me, my finish sounds a little something like this. Just like that, and it's done with. So if you take my advice and follow all my steps for creating a good simple routine, you should be seeing some good results with time. And remember how at the beginning of this tutorial, I said that I'm gonna follow my own steps and create a routine as I go along to show you that what I'm teaching you actually works? Well, here's what my routine sounds like that I made up today. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for today. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, follow my Instagram called KevinYouTube, or click that notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a new video. And by the way, remember this, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments and I'll help you the best I can. I like to help everybody out. And that's it for today, so peace.